And I do believe we're live. Good evening, everybody. Chat's already nice and busy. That's good. Wasp, you were the first indeed. Raustormer, second. Not Sid was third. Adam, Chelsea, Richard's in, Captain Wisdom, Badger, and Alibi. And my MacBook is going crazy. My speakers are on. Hang on. Let's turn that off. How are you all doing? Nice to see you all. Nice to see you all indeed. So this is our last non-VATSIM A380 flight. I feel like I need just one more flight, because we only did that first one, Toulouse to Gatwick. So we're going to do the alternate delivery flight. Somebody mentioned that actually the deliveries for A380s come from Hamburg. I looked into it. It turns out Toulouse is used for the rest of the world, and I think the Middle East deliveries. And Hamburg does Europe and possibly America. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to do another flight from Hamburg. Wasp recommended the freeware Hamburg, which I think I've installed correctly, although I've got to be honest, it doesn't look particularly different to a default airport. I guess we got this building here. I don't know. Have I downloaded the right thing, Wasp? This looks painfully default at the moment. Maybe I've got it wrong. Taxiways look alright though. That's the main thing. I feel like I can forgive a freeware airport pretty much everything as long as the taxiways and the gates are fairly accurate, but don't know. Will I be using the new Navigraph plugin? We have been, in fact. Let me show you. Here we go. Weirdly, I've obviously fiddled the time, so we've got some daylight. As soon as you open it, it defaults the time back to normal, I think, such that if you were to create a new flight, then it does so using the proper times. Oh, have I got it wrong, Wasp? No, never mind. Good job we're not on VATSIM then, isn't it? But yeah, we can view the flight. All within the sim. There we go. It's pretty cool, huh? Awesome little feature, that. Really, really awesome. I like it a lot. Like it a lot. Now, we'll have to refiddle our time. How did I get that wrong? I could have sworn I installed it. Oh well. We'll be out of here soon anyway and on our way to Gatwick. I'll try again next time. Pope, how you doing? Syed, hello. Yeah, I feel like we just need possibly one more flight. One more flight. Just to kind of... I feel like I'm not very familiar with this plane still. We did that one flight from Toulouse, which went okay. It went okay. What I'd like to do today is to kind of do some pretend holds, because I feel like if I get asked to do a hold in an A380, which I feel like at the moment is quite likely, because obviously with all the traffic that's going on in VATSIM at the moment as a result of the A380, I think a hold is quite a lot more likely. So it'd be good to get familiar with holds in this plane in particular. How you doing, Ted? Like he says, I meant to leave a comment. Is the plugin for Microsoft 24 going to be as well as their option or instead of their option they talked about? Lanky, I presume it's as well as. Because it's not really... The sim hasn't done anything. It's not like I came to the sim today and it did an update and it's now included. What it was I had to download a plugin from Navigraph themselves, so it's kind of their thing, really. But still, really nice plugin. Really impressed with it. It's always been a bit of a bugbear of mine having to like Alt-tab out to the browser all the time. It's not really great. If I can get it in the sim and it doesn't impact performance, I will take it. I will absolutely take it. Happy days. Happy days. So, we're going to see if we can get the plane fired up without using any checklists. That's going to be the challenge for today. And we are cold and we are dark. Yeah, Navigraph tapping into the sim rather than the sim building it. Yeah, that's right. They've done a lovely job. They really have. Okay, can I remember how to do literally anything? So it's all batteries first, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we do the external powers, which there are about 7,000 of them, aren't there? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do we not have external power? Getting it wrong already. Maybe it is because I need to tell the EFB that we need it through the ground services. That could be it. Okay, good. So my flight plan worked through the plugin. It's now, the EFB can find it as well. Let's go to ground services. Ground power unit, here we go. Very well, thank you, Captain Wisdom. Hope you're well too. Nice one, Branda. There we go. Ground power is now connected. So if we go up top, yeah, they're available now. Now available means they're on, doesn't it? So if I turn 2 off, oh no. Happy days. Yeah, that's more like it. We can hear the plane coming to life now. Love it. Let's get navs on. 1, 2, 3. Let's arm the emergency lights. No mobile to auto. It's obviously changed from no smoking. Hey Louise, how you doing? Oxygen crew supply on. I switched to the 4K version of the plane as well. Hopefully that helps us a little bit with well, everything really. Happy days. IR align in 7 minutes. Yikes. Okay, these are all on norm. That's fine. How do we brighten up the screens? PFD. There we go. ND. MFD. What's this? OIT. What's that all about? It seemed to be inoperable. That's okay. What about all of these here in the middle? How do we brighten these? There we go. That's good. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let me just check. Have I got the cabin enabled? Yes, I do. If you didn't know, I'm sure a lot of you probably do. If you want to try and help your performance a little bit, if you come and look up here, there's a click spot. This button here. If you click it, see how the cabin goes away? That allegedly helps with performance. So we'll give that a try. Frankly, I think in this plane at the moment, every little helps. Every little helps. To that end, let's see what our FPS is. No, that's not too bad. Not too bad. I made a video today comparing the 4K versus the 8K versus when you're in a default, when you're in a handcrafted airport, like logging the FPS numbers. I watched it back and I wasn't really loving it. I wasn't sure whether to release it or not. I might release it. Can't decide. That being said, I thought my video that I did to Dubrovnik the other day was great, and now nobody has watched it, and it's like the lowest performing video I've done in ages. So you never know. You never know with YouTube. It can catch you off guard, which is good because it stops you resting on your laurels. You've always got to be thinking like, what do people want? What should I make? Rather than just, oh, I'll make this and hopefully people will watch it. You never want to take that stuff for granted. QNH in Hamburg 1026. By the way, if you see me doing anything wrong, let me know. Let me know, because I'm still very much classing myself as a student of this airplane. So possible that you've all flown it a lot more than I have. It was my birthday at the weekend, and I had to work, so kind of I did that flight on Thursday night that we did, or Thursday evening, to lose back to Gatwick, and then that was really it. Back into work on Friday, Saturday, birthday Sunday. Busy yesterday, and then today's like the first time, so this is like literally my second attempt in this plane. I need some AC on, it's getting really hot in here. 26 degrees already this evening in here. Love it. Okay, let's just check top again. Okay, so we just need to get rid of those white lights in a minute, don't we? Let's do our weights. So, fuel. Avgeek, how you doing? And let's begin the boarding process as well. So fuel and boarding are underway. 26 Celsius is cold. It is not. 26 Celsius is about my limit. Getting a Canon SX70. That sounds impressive. I just wish I knew what it was. I'm guessing it's a DSLR or a mirrorless. DSLR with Canon, isn't it? Cheers, Jake. Welcome on in, mate. Ah, yeah, the AC is pumping now. Is this to fly by wire? It is indeed. It is indeed. Now, are my camera views going to work, given that I've just destroyed the cabin? Yes. 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 Good. AV Gamer. Right. Have I heard the Phoenix Sharklets are coming this week along with another update? Yeah, it looks really cool, doesn't it? Looks really cool. Looking forward to that. Like me some Phoenix action. Okay, let's go to the... what's the button called? Serve, that's what I wanted. So we're in standby at the moment. That's okay. We're not on VATSIM anyway, so we should be alright. We should be alright. Okay, FMS 1. Company F-plan request. Let's do that. So hopefully that's going to phone home to SimBrief. Received company flight plan. Click it again. Insert. There you go. It's got a flight number, EDDH, EGKK, alternate Manchester. That'll do. Cruise level 360. Not sure what the wind is. Can we do a wind request? No, we cannot. Alright, that's pretty good then. So we're on the init page at the moment, aren't we? Yes, we are. What if we go to perf? Ah, okay. Okay. Have I got 4 inputs for the throttle TC8? No, I haven't. Just the 2. But then I can't see that being an issue for anyone, to be honest, because even when I'm in like an A320, I don't think I've ever really thought to myself, oh, I'll just give the left engine a bit more power. I never do that. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. There is a throttle calibration video I've done, Avgeek, if you're not sorry, Avgeek, Reza, if you want to learn more about how to get it set up. There we go. 3 minutes until nav align. That's good. So does that mean we can go to flight plan? Yes, it does. So if we go to EDDH, then how do we put the SID in? I've forgotten this already. See, this is why I didn't want to do it on VATSIM tonight. Departure, here we go. Runway 15, and we're going to do the... what is it? The Whiskey Sierra November 3 Delta. Are we going to transition anywhere? Get my other mouse and check. Just says transition at WSN, which is fine. Alright, temporary flight plan. We'll insert that. Good. Into Gatwick, we're going to do 26 left on the ILS 26 left. There we go. We're going to go via Timber, I think. We're going to do the Tebra. Tebra 2 Golf, isn't it? I'm doing tonight. Yeah, Tebra 2 Golf. And we'll insert that. Fuel page before performance. Okay. Fuel and load, yeah? Are we loaded? It would seem that we are. How can you have 4 inputs for the throttle TCA? You can buy 2 of them, and there's a little switch on the front that says engines 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So on one set you'd put to 1 and 2, and on the other set you'd put to 3 and 4. And it's that simple, but good luck getting your hand around all of that. That'd be a nightmare, I think. Okay. Fuel and load. Where am I looking? Payload. 0 fuel weight. 336. So it's 336.6. Done. What's the centre of gravity? 35.39. And then the block fuel is... Where's the block fuel? In the fuel page. That'd be where that is. Where am I looking? Just 29,000, is that right? I suppose we can always check. Hello from Germany. Hello to you indeed. How long have I been flying the face cam? About, was it a fortnight? 3 weeks? I don't like it. But I'm getting used to it. Block fuel, 28.9. Okay, now we need to roll the time back. That's one annoying thing, actually, that it auto does the time, but 28.9. There we go. I think that's everything I need, isn't it? 0.2 of a ton for the taxi. Passengers are in. Cost index of 50. That's fine. We can leave it as that. I think that's good, isn't it? I think that's good. Now we can do performance. Now this is where it might actually be quite handy to have the sim brief in the game, actually. It's going to set the time again, isn't it? Yeah, never mind. You like it, Pope? That's good. I mean, I'm glad people do like it. It's just that I find it a bit weird and awkward, to be honest, but hopefully it'll get better. Performance and tools. Let's go here. So we are in the A3... Oh, no, not an A330, you muppet. A380. Fly-by-wire. And we are at Hamburg, runway 15. Oh, what's our weight? What's our takeoff weight? Estimated takeoff weight 364.5. 364.5. Remember that. 364.5. Too bad it didn't remember the populate from last flight. Huh. Thank you very much. That is a very cool thing. I did not know that. That's cool. Alright, let's calculate them. So, can we bring us over here? Yeah, look at that. So, what's our V1? Just scrolled past it, haven't I? V1, 136, 140, 136, 140. Ah! Oh no. I hit escape by mistake. It's my bad. If we do a flex takeoff, assume temperature is 66. We'll do flaps 1, that's fine. THS 4%, not sure what to put for that. If I'm being totally honest. Can we just leave it? THS is the GW center of gravity. Look on the center screen above the throttles, bottom right. Center screen above the throttles. See GWCG. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I typed in earlier, wasn't it? 36.7. Sweet. Alright. Let's get the time back so we can see. Hey, Mr. Saturday! Nice to see you in the chat. I love your channel. Particularly enjoyed your trailer for the Sharklets. Looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome. THS. So what's THS short for? So it's here, let's say in 37. For the THS check the PFD, use the purple number on the lower part of the PFD, 37. Okay, so we were close, weren't we? Trimmable horizontal stabilizer. I'll tell you what, this week I'm really feeling like all of these aircraft that we're getting, it's almost like there's this obligation to learn them all, and I'm feeling quite overwhelmed. So if you are too, take some comfort in the fact that somebody that does this on YouTube also feels that way. I feel like sometimes being on YouTube, almost like there's this assumption that, oh, I must know what I'm doing, where in actual fact, a lot of the time, I'm just winging it, to be honest with you, and I'm just learning as I go. Glaring holes in my knowledge, I'm very aware that there's several of those. So I kind of feel like my goal is to try and fill those as promptly as possible. So we can pretty much say then that this performance page is done, I think. So we've done perf, we've done fuel and load. What about init? Init's done. Flight plan's looking good. Should we step through? So, out of Hamburg. Sort of heading south. Working our way around. Gausso, then we've got top of descent. Tebra, that's our arrival into Gatwick. Then we've got Lark, Timber, May. Nice. I'm going to try and do a hold maybe at. We'll have a look at the charts and see what it is. That's the fun of simming, the freedom to fly and learn any plane. Yeah, you're right, and Although I kind of feel like because I live stream, some of that's taken away sometimes. I kind of feel like if I'm going to stream it, there's almost this pressure to be semi-decent. I need to get better at reconciling that. Well done, Lux. Yeah, it's pretty stressful. I don't doubt it was stressful. What's people saying in chat? The THS number will actually appear on the PFD next to the trim after you enter your weights. Then enter the trim using the electronic trim switch on the pedestal. Ooh, where is the trim switch? That's a new one. Pitch trim, is this it? THS for... So I need to get from 42.7, I'm guessing, to 37? Am I interpreting that correctly? 42.7 is what the plane is defaulted to, is how I'm reading that? Right, let's see what that's done. That's done absolutely nothing. How do you actually make it do stuff? Do it later after engine start. I was going to say, will it need hydraulics perhaps? Can we get a camera view where we can see it all at once? Yeah, it's not doing a thing. Maybe we need hydraulics. Hence, engine start. Maybe that makes sense. Cool. We're getting there. So, flight plan's good. Performance page is done. Init is done. What am I forgetting? Everything else is looking alright, isn't it? Good. Alright. Wow, look at all these look at all these lights. Let's get all these turned on. And we'll think about getting gone. Hey Luca. Nice to see you, mate. You've mapped a button, Wasp. Yeah, that makes sense, wouldn't it? Smart. I like that idea. Right. Is my logo light inoperative? So it is. Well, okay. Okay. Right. We need to look at some charts. Let's have a look on the charts. You should hopefully be able to see the charts on screen now. Yeah, you can. Nice. Except for those of you that are on the vertical stream. Let's have a look. So we need to be above 2,000. And other than that, there's no altitude restrictions. Saying about noise abatement. How many VATSIM flights have I done so far? I've done over 100 hours. I don't know how many flights. I've kind of lost count, which probably means quite a lot. Nice. Okay. What is our cruise, actually? 360. Seeing as we're not on VATSIM, shall we just do that? And we'll call it done. Think of the THS setting like the trim wheel in the A320 and your beloved Boeing. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Oh, Luke, you did your first flight as well on VATSIM. Nice. Yeah. It's stressful. It really is stressful. Right, should we get some APU on? AP Master. Speaking of VATSIM, the very first video I stumbled upon on your channel was your first time on VATSIM. Glad you're up to 100 now. Yeah, that was... looking back on it, I was so naive doing that flight. I was thinking about VATSIM a lot, and I was like, oh, I need to do it because it'd be good for the channel, and it'd be good for me, and it would make the sim more interesting. And I kept putting it off, kept like basically chickening out. And in the end, I got back from work one Saturday afternoon, the family had gone away camping, I had nothing to do, I was like, right, screw it, I'm doing it. And I just went onto map.vatsim and saw that Gatwick was on, and I saw that Manchester was on. I was like, well, there you go, that's it, settled. Gatwick to Manchester, nice and short. Gave no thought whatsoever to, you know, all the stuff that, you know, having to know the taxiways at Gatwick. I found Gatwick quite simple. It was when I got to Manchester and I was like, I landed and I was like, yes, it's over. Then I was like, oh no, I've got a taxi. I've got a taxi to a gate. That's that's always the worry, taxi into a gate. Maybe it's just as well that I did that, because if I'd done like, I don't know, a small airport to a small airport, mostly on Unicom, maybe I would have done it and thought, oh, that was okay, but I still need to be afraid of Gatwick, and I still need to be afraid of Manchester. But the fact that I just did it kind of removed that fear, and Gatwick's almost like home for me now. I love Gatwick. Okay, AP is available, parking brake is on, external power. So I've updated GSX. I'm hoping it's going to work. Let's prepare for pushback and departure. Don't quite know what it's going to do though. Is it going to do anything?
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay. Here comes the dude. It's found the front wheel. That's a good start.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Hey, well done, Paul. Thank you, Wasp. I do appreciate it. So I'm hoping that if we kind of get our heads around this, it will pay dividends for when the A350 comes out.
Locking gear.
Because they are quite similar, I think, aren't they? That's the hope, anyway. Right, APU is available. Got 148 up here. We're going to want nose to the right, tail to the... No, wait, no we're not. Hold the line callers. Let me just check where it is we're actually going. Yeah, we need to go nose to the left, tail to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Let's get the APU bleed on.
Release parking brakes, please.
And we can get rid of our ground power.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Happy days. So, engines into ignition. Oh, I know what I should have done. Should have got the passengers belted up, shouldn't we? My bad. Right, should we start engines 1 and 2? God, it's big, isn't it? It is flipping big. How's it going, Dave? A350s copy the A380, but with 2 engines and 1 story. Well, for my sake, I hope so. Did I download the SimBrief update? Yes, Grant, I did. Let's go flaps 1. Let's lose the face cam, we'll go to yoke cam. Yeah, it's working well, Grant. My only complaint would be whenever you go into it, in here, it resets the time to real time. That is a lot of flap movement, isn't it, just to go to flaps 1.
Please set parking brakes.
Oh no, Dave, that sucks.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Alright, GSX, you can just go.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Alright, let's do engines 3 and 4. How's the A380 treating you? This is only flight number 2, Dave. So we're not on VATSIM. We're just trying to get our head around procedures and such, so that hopefully next time we can get onto VATSIM, and if we get asked to do something, we don't panic and make a giant fool of ourselves. Cameron. Okay.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
There they go. Was it hard to map the thrusters? I'm using a Bravo throttle setup. I found it okay. I made a video though, because I noticed that loads and loads of people were asking that question during the stream. So for the Thrustmaster throttles, I put out a video on that, and it's had like 13,000 views. So clearly, lots of people are struggling with it. How do I get your livery on the 737? If you go to my website, you can download it, AirNOTT.co.uk. How are we looking? It's looking pretty good. Okay. We can get rid of the APU now. APU bleed off. APU off. And now we can fiddle with that trim, can't we? So we need to go 37%. And we're currently at 42.7. I'm going to see if we can do it all in one camera view. It's rather slow, isn't it? There we go, perfect. Right, we need to have a look at taxi instructions. So we're going to go charts. Let's get the charts up for you all to see again. Taxi. Which ones do I want? Not that one, not that one, not that one. Airport. There you go, Code E and Code F. So, suitable for Code F. Zulu 1, Alpha 4, Echo 1. Zulu 1, Alpha 4, Echo 1. Was that Alpha 5? Alpha 5, we can take Alpha 5. Zulu 1, Alpha 5, straight onto Echo 1. Happy days. We're currently in a hotspot. Yay! Alright, let's arm the ground spoilers. Auto brakes, rejected takeoff, and we can do our takeoff config, which is normal. Oh no. Flight control, pitch, trim, FMS, what? Pitch, trim, FMS, CG, disagree. Oh, it's reset. Why did it reset? God. Right, we'll do it again. Out of range. I don't understand. I'm sure we just set that to 37, did we not? Come on. Okay, takeoff config is now normal. That's weird. Wonder why it did that. Because we definitely set that, didn't we? Oh, wow. Let's get rid of the charts. And we'll have a little look on here. That is such a cool feature. Love that feature. Good. So, let's do strobe auto. We'll get the taxi lights on. Am I forgetting anything else? Don't feel like I am. Don't feel like I am. I feel like if this was in the bus right now, what does this button do again? Right. Flight directors, of course. Where is the flight director button on here? I always forget. Oh, it's up here. Really good. Actually try not to use a checklist. Although, don't we have checklists on here? Okay. After start checklist. Anti-ice is fine, pitch trim is done, rudder trim is neutral. This is nice, I like this. Taxi, flight controls. Checked. Yeah, man, that's cool. Flap setting is done. Radar on. What does the VV button do? And what does this taxi button do? no idea what that taxi button does. Seat belts. On. Ground spoilers. Armed. Flaps set to take off. Auto brake on. Take off config test. Oh, the bird. Okay, fine. Where's the radar? Because it said about the radar, didn't it? Radar on. I feel like I don't know where that is. Where's the button for that? Radar, 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 radar. They mean like weather radar or like terrain radar? Traffic radar? I guess that's what they mean. Button is it up that shows taxi cameras. Okay, cool. Alright, nice. Let's continue then, shall we? So we're going to go... Where are we going to go? We're going to go along here. Zulu 1. Then take Alpha 5 onto Echo 1. Right. Slow and steady. We're moving. It's very quiet, isn't it? Brake test. That's always good. And we will just creep our way around here. So I suppose it's a bit like the triple, isn't it? In that you have to kind of exaggerate your movement slightly, so we have to do the turn now. TCAS is on standby currently. Wasp Squawk is just 2000 because we're not on VATSIM. Quite hard to taxi and keep it at a nice low speed while also maintaining movement, isn't it? Alright, so we want the first left onto Alpha 5. We're going to go down there, don't we? That's alright, Chelsea. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're doing alright. Okay, let's set our strobe to on because we're going to cross a runway. Nice, look at that. It's come up on the screen 0523. Like, how is this freeware? Honestly, like, it's so good. Runway ahead coming up there as well. It knows. It knows. Okay, next right. drove off. What am I steering the nose wheel with? I'm using my rudder pedals. In an ideal world I would have a tiller, but they're loads of money. And I kind of refuse to spend that much on a single axis. Seems a little bit excessive somehow. It'd be really nice if Thrustmaster made one or something and did it for like 100 quid. That'd be alright. Right, what's the FPS doing now we're moving? Yikes. Struggling to get 30. Flippin' heck. What would my first VATS in flight be? I don't know. I keep thinking about that. And I do wonder long term how much I'm actually going to fly this plane, because I'm not really a long hauler. Like, I'm so excited for the plane, but ultimately I'm not very excited to do a 7-hour cruise in it, if you know what I mean. I don't even have the time for that, even if I wanted to do it. Yeah, long haul is a funny one. Why not use rudder trim as my tiller? I don't actually have rudder trim on this stick. It doesn't have it. Yeah, that's the thing, Chelsea. I guess leaving it while you're asleep, but then if you're going to totally disengage from the sim that much by falling asleep, I do wonder what's the point, to be honest. Simon, we're in the A380 by fly-by-wire. Yeah, no VATS in today, Chelsea. This is only flight number 2 for me, so I want to get just one more under my belt. Just so I kind of know the ropes a little bit. I think next flight will be okay. But I don't really know what flight to do. That's the problem. But where do I go? Where do I fly? What's an acceptable short-haul route in an A380? Kind of isn't one, is there? Except for that, what is it? Is it Kuala Lumpur to Singapore? The A320-737 combo is a very powerful combo, isn't it, really? I just don't have the time to do long haul. That's the thing. Like, I do not have a block of time in my life that is long enough to do a long haul flight. And generally, if I'm gonna fly, I stream it. I suppose I could miss to Saturday, but I kind of feel like this is potentially delivery flight number 2, Hamburg to Gatwick. We've already done Toulouse to Gatwick the other day, so I can't keep simulating those. This is why I'm really excited for the 777 freighter, because I feel like with a freighter you can it kind of gives you poetic license a little bit to do a bit more random routes, because cargo isn't necessarily constrained by the same rulebook that passenger ops are. Because if you think about it, if you've got a 777-300ER, you need to fill that thing, and it needs to go on a route that's going to fill it, and generally they're going to be, you know, long haul routes. Whereas freight, you know, Madrid to East Midlands, you know, any sort of random little route like that across Europe, and it kind of gives you an excuse to fly the big stuff without feeling like a fraud. But yeah, Heathrow to Edinburgh in an A380 doesn't really fit in my mind, if you know what I mean. Dubai to Oman, 40 minutes. Used to be operated by an A380. Okay. Finally, someone getting familiar with an aircraft before heading straight onto VATSIM with it. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing or not. I think maybe I'm being overly cautious tonight by not being on VATSIM. I feel like maybe I'm doing you guys a disservice. But at the same time, I don't want to be that guy on VATSIM. Because frankly, I've done quite enough of that in the past. Alright, here's our hold point. Slow us down. We'll take a minute and get set up. If you are enjoying the stream and you haven't done so already, hitting the like button would be a huge help, by the way. It really does help a ton. Supervisors had a field day. Oh man, I bet. I bet. I had one controller tell me that they were doing ground, and then somebody contacted them like ages after they took off, being like, "How do I get my A380 into Unicom?" It's like, you should not be on VATSIM if that's what's going on. I looked and Heathrow looked okay earlier. It looked like it had calmed down somewhat. Alright, lights into takeoff. Strobes on. Should we do nav lights? And we'll go Tara. I think we're good. I think we're good. I don't think I'm forgetting anything hideous. Let's do a checklist. Let's do a checklist. Line up, takeoff runway, confirmed, cabin crew, advised, packs 1 and 2 on. Ooh, is packs on? Packs 1 and 2, where art thou? It's going to be under air, isn't it? Pack 1? Oh, they are on anyway. Okay, yeah, they're on. Good. Alright, let's line up, let's go. Munich is kind of the front yard to hell these days on VATSIM. Oh no. Hey, hello Rob, how's Zurich? How's it treating you? Hey Wazza, how's it going? Yeah, the livery's getting there. It is getting there. I've got a tail, almost. And I've got part of the bit that kind of connects the tail to the body. But it's such a pain. I really dislike making liveries. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right, let's get lined up, shall we? How do I download the A380? Oh, you have to download the fly-by-wire installer. Alright, let's get all of the runway here. So I've heard that you almost want to let the runway disappear and then crank it round. That way you get maximum runway length. Go. It's not looking too bad, is it? I feel like I just overshot a little bit there. That's alright, we can get better at that. Happy days, right. Let's get ready to go, shall we? So, let's crank the volume up. Steady. Flaps up. Oh man, it's having a nightmare, isn't it? Levers into climb. That's interesting. The plane wants to be at 210 knots. Which is correct. Why is it not doing that itself then? I wonder. Oh, I don't like this flickering. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Turning on VSync usually gets rid of it. It's better. Standard pressure. The engines do seem massively overpowered, don't they? I mean, look at the rate at which we're climbing. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think it is a known issue though, isn't it? It is a known issue. Fly-by-wire know about it. Get back on the straight and narrow, shall we? That wants to accelerate. Now we're past that waypoint, so we'll pitch down a bit. Pretty good. Right, can we enable autopilot? AP1. Yeah, that's a crazy climb rate, that, wasn't it? Blimey. Where's my stats gone? Where's my stats gone? There they are. Yeah, I think the engines are incredibly overpowered at the moment. Hopefully that gets dealt with ASAP. Yeah, I mean, look at this with like nearly at 20,000 feet. That's rather a lot, isn't it? And of course I remembered to start the clock. Happy days, look at that. So let's go to FMS 1. Navigate, IRS. Let's try and get familiar with this stuff here. So let's go to the F plan. Where's the equivalent of like the progress page? So we've got DRR destination. Truck takes you to your destination. So we're going to be there at 13:32. So an hour to Gatwick. That'll do nicely. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. Ah, right. What's everyone been saying? What's everyone been saying? Does it actually feel as if you're driving a truck rather than a car? It does on the ground, Paul, but once you get it in the air, the fly-by-wire system kind of just totally takes over, and you don't realise it. It just kind of feels just like the A320 in a lot of ways. 2 weeks today, MSFS 2024. Yeah, God, yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for that. We're going to be live on launch day. We're going to be playing through the career mode. So we're going to kind of explore the game side of it on day one, I think, because I think it's quite possible that a lot of our features that we like, such as VATSIM, such as, you know, I don't know, third-party aircraft add-ons, so on and so forth, might not be all the way there on day one. Because it's a bit hard to know, isn't it, at this point? .46 viewers and 43 likes. That's pretty good going for us. Cheers, guys. We must be nearly at climb. Cruise. Yeah. That is such a ridiculously fast climb rate. I mean, it's slowed down a bit now, of course, but... A380X has the best flap sound in the sim. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Couple of minutes and we will be there. Do I support a football team? No, I don't know the first thing about football, not really. I watch like the World Cup and the Euros, that sort of thing, but beyond that, I'm a total football idiot, I'm afraid. I used to like watching the Formula 1 until Sky took it over, and then you have to pay, so I don't really watch that anymore. I basically just don't follow it all year, and then once a year I'll just watch Drive to Survive, and that's enough. That's enough for me. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about this flight so far. I feel like we probably could have done it on VATSIM. I don't feel like there's a moment where we would have had a big problem. That's a good point, actually. Let's look at the charts. And we will look at the arrival. So at Arnhem we'll do a hold. We'll do a hold at Arnhem. just to explore the hold functionality, because I kind of feel like we might need to do that on VATSIM quite a bit. Hey Wasp, you become a member, thanks mate. Welcome to economy, where you'll get the very worst of service. That I can promise you. That I can promise you. There we go, there's cruise. Literally, what's that like? Not very long after departure, that was it, blimey. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Yeah, we'll do a hold at Arnhem. So the maximum of 220 knots, maximum flight level 140, minimum of flight level 100. So yeah, we'll give that a go. So what minute hold would it be at if I'm at flight level 140, say? Would that be like a 1.5 minute leg above 10,000? I forget what you said earlier about that, Wasp. We can get the map working again. I feel like the map. We had a map, didn't we, ages ago? Map and stats. Right. The stream's about to look very weird. Just warning you. Map copy. What happens if we paste the reference in? Hey, we got a map. Happy days. Above flight level 150, 1.5 minutes, so flight level, okay, 1 minute circuits. Gotcha. Alright, so where's my charts gone? Charts are there. I'm sure this is really thrilling for you, watching me figure out all my Stream Deck stuff while live. Source visibility, flight sim. So why can't I get rid of my map? That's being rather annoying. Oh wait, I've got the map in twice. Muppet. Right, let's try that again. Hey, that's better. Daniel, good evening. Hello, can the 4068 gig i5 12400 and 16 gig of RAM run the fly-by-wire A380 well on full HD? Yeah, you'll probably be alright. Yeah, what's a 4060? That's kind of like 3070-ish performance, isn't it? If you're at full HD, so that's 1080p. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably alright. I mean, don't expect miracles or anything, but yeah, you're probably going to be alright. Speed and hold is given by ATC. All the charts. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, 220 knots for the chart. I mean, Daniel, just to give you some context, Lee, good evening. Let me just show you. So I'm on a 5800X3D 4080 Super, and I'm, in fairness, I think I've got VSync on. Let me turn that off. Yeah, I'm barely getting above 30 FPS. And that's got nothing to do with my GPU. It's because my CPU is being hammered so hard by the sim. And the sim is very, very CPU limited. So your CPU is going to be your bottleneck way before, well, in my case, way before the GPU. If I was to bring this up, go to performance, you can see that my NVIDIA GPU is currently at around 41% usage. 43, 40, 46. So the GPU could pretty much do the same again, and we're at 4K Ultra. It's all because that CPU won't get out of its way. But day after tomorrow, the 9800X3D launches. Just saying. Just saying. Yes, on the 7th, Chelsea, I think. I wouldn't expect reasonable prices. So the 7800X3D launched in dollars, I think, at $449. Allegedly, the 9800X3D is $479. So they put the price up a bit. Which, you know, I guess they can. Given that Intel's basically just been like, well, you know, either our chips degrade or the new ones don't really do that much more than the old ones, except they don't degrade. So, alright. So maybe not then? On high with frame gen, I hope it will run at like 60 FPS. It might. I mean, frame gen typically will double whatever. In my case, frame gen doubles what the sim does. So if the sim's doing 30, frame gen gets 60. If the sim gives you 40, frame gen gets you 80. So I wouldn't get too attached to the idea of getting 60 FPS, put it that way. Mr. Roberticus. Do you mind sharing what I use for the map in the corner? Yeah, sure, it's Sim Toolkit Pro. A lot of people think that I can see that map like overlaid on my sim. Not the case. Not the case at all. It's an overlay for my streaming software. Yeah, I haven't actually had it working for a while, so I just fixed it about 5 minutes ago. No, you're okay, Daniel, don't worry. 30 is totally playable, 60 is lovely. Anything beyond 60, I would argue, is possibly a waste in the sim. Because it's not exactly like there's a lot of movement on screen right now, is there? I mean, look at those fields going across there. They're not. It's not like we're playing Valorant or Warzone or something where we're twitching around corners and cancelling our way through this, there, and everywhere. It's a very, very different set of requirements for the sim. In an ideal world, I would like, if a processor allowed it, I would like to have 60 FPS without frame gen. That's where, in an ideal world, that's where I'd love to be. Whether the 9800X 3D will get us there, I don't know. In 2020, I don't know. In 2024, I don't know. It may be that 2024, with all of its claims of optimization and multi-threading and this, that, and the other, it may be that my poor, struggling 5800X 3D at the moment gets unleashed by Flight Sim 24. Now, that's a wildly optimistic view to take. I suspect that probably won't be the case, but we'll see. Yeah, there you go, Jetson. 60 FPS, put a lock on it. Good advice for the sim. Aircraft isn't finalised by optimization yet. No, it's not, but we're not. Yeah, it's similar with other planes as well. It's not. It's always something that we're banging our heads on the wall with, really, is performance in the sim. It's just one of those topics that never goes away. Whether 2024 is going to fix it, or whether the additional performance budget is going to be eaten by new features, don't know. But yeah, I'm certainly not convinced by these new Intel chips. They just seem a bit like nothing, really. Will the 9950X 3D be released in 2025 be even better than the 9800X 3D? Possibly. I mean, the way they've changed it with the Ryzen, what was it now, Zen 5? So the 9000 series. Beforehand, with the 5800X 3D that I have and the 7800X 3D, the way physically they're built is you have the processor chip, and then you have the cache overlaid on top of that. So the cache is physically on top of it. And then the next thing above the cache is the integrated heat spreader. So in a way, the cache was kind of insulating the CPU core, which means that the CPU core can't get rid of its heat as efficiently as it could without the cache. So they downclocked them a little bit. If you look at the clock speeds for the X3D chips, they are slightly lower than their non-X3D counterparts. However, the sim and a lot of other games just gobbles up that cache. They love it. So you get the performance increase anyway. With the 9800X 3D, apparently they flipped it, so the cache is now on the bottom, and the CPU core now goes on top of the cache. So you still get the benefit of the cache, but the CPU core can now directly interface with the integrated heat spreader, the little melt bit on top of the processor that then touches your heatsink. So it can run hotter, or it can run faster, sorry, and get rid of that heat. Which is why they've now allowed overclocking, I believe, in the 9800X 3D. So it's quite an interesting time. I think as a simmer, X3D chips are like my go-to. 100%. Entirely dependent on the aircraft and add-on scenery. The base game and planes run completely fine on Ultra. That's lower my settings to medium with the A380. Yeah. They've opened an Intel show store in the middle of London. Oh, that's cool. But you can't buy anything from the store, and esport gaming teams are playing in there. I asked to see the new chips. And they said I get a 10% discount on Intel products from Curry's next door. Oh, okay. You know what, maybe I will release that video I made today. I made a video earlier today where I did a bit of performance testing on the A380. I started us in Edinburgh, the Piraghi V2 version of Edinburgh, so that's a fairly heavy hitter in its own right. I then went to Newcastle down the road to see how the A380 would perform in a default airport. I did the whole 8K versus 4K, I did the cabin on versus off, and I was sort of watching it earlier just thinking this video isn't good enough to release, but I'm tempted to release it anyway. I'm wrong a lot. It might do alright, and I'd kick myself if I didn't release it. Honestly, skip Intel for a while. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. I think the video will do well. Definitely want to see it. Okay, maybe I'll release it tomorrow. I guess I don't feel like the results were that astounding. It's probably why I'm hesitating to release it, but as I say with all of my videos like that, I just let the numbers speak for themselves. I don't really have any agenda, so like, I'll just release it. Debating whether I should downscale my livery from 8... Yawning. Debating whether I should downscale my livery from 8 to 4K as I run the A380 4K. Yeah, so I'm currently making a livery, an AirNOTT livery at the moment, and I'm doing it in 4K only because there ain't no way I'm running the 8K. It's just too heavy. You guys think a Ryzen 7 5800 can run flight sim with 16 gig of RAM? Yeah, it'll run it. It'll run it okay. Sort of like mid-table performance, I would say you could expect from that. I used to have a 5600, which I know is 2 cores lighter than a 58. However, it's very, very similar in terms of the sim performance you get out of it, because the sim only really cares about 1 core. It doesn't care that you've got 8 or whether I've got 6. And I did ultimately upgrade to a 5800X 3D because that Vcache really helps the sim. I'm annoyed that if you have colour on the engines and the body and you go away from the aircraft, then white lines appear. I haven't noticed that yet. "15 FPS at any minutes." Actually more like 25. Okay, yeah, I mean that's probably what I would expect. Mid to low 20s. Yep. Right, when's top of descent? Actually got quite a long way to go yet. We seriously got 191 miles to top of descent. I thought it'd be less than that. So top of descent looks like it's in 90 miles. Am I misreading this? Oh wait, okay, so it's saying 191 miles. But that's the total, isn't it? And this is showing how far I am? Oh, I don't know. Distance 191. What? Yes, we are making a livery, Mr. Roberticus. We are indeed. I've currently got the tail and part of the back portion of the livery done on one side. I really hate doing it. I really wish I didn't have to, but I kind of feel like I do have to, so. Is this a bug? Have I found a bug? Or am I doing it wrong? It says 191 distance to Gazlo. And Gazlo is like 80 miles away. I'm not using the Blender model, I'm going down the Photoshop route this time. Rightly or wrongly. Okay. So I think that might be a bit of a bug going on there. .191 from Igraf to Gausso. Okay, so that is the old... But it doesn't tell you distance to a waypoint, or does it? Yeah, it's always a faff doing liveries. Maybe by the... I kind of feel like we're running out of planes to paint, thankfully. What have we got? We're going to have the Anybuilds A350, 777 freighter, which will hopefully be a light touch on our non-freighter livery. Got the Sharklets on the A320 from Phoenix. And then what? Bluebird 7.5 and 7.6. A330. Oh god, yeah, they're starting to add up, aren't they? Yeah, they're starting to add up. Sorry, I just realised I had the map on for ages then. Yeah, there's actually still quite a lot to do, isn't there? Yeah, brake to vacate, that's a good idea. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. So we'll go to zoom and then plan. Whoops, wrong way. What do we do? Click the up arrow, airport select, then go to... Why is it coming up with so many? Let's go EGKK. Display airport, let's get rid of that. Please wait. That's a good point actually. What taxiway should we be using at Gatwick? Gatwick, charts on for you. Charts, taxi. So we're coming in on 26 left, aren't we? So Foxtrot Romeo might be ideal if we can do that. So if we come up to the little green arrow, I think, isn't it? There we go. So the box in front of the green arrow. Echo Romeo. Foxtrot Romeo. Okay. Is that it? Yeah, so Foxtrot Romeo is after the wet line. There we go, brake to vacate. Why won't it go on to brake to vacate? Oh no. Sorry, let's get rid of charts. Yeah, so there's the wet line. Foxtrot Romeo is after that. Then we can come across 26 right onto Juliet. And then we can trundle back to our gate. So if we go Juliet, Quebec, well, briefly Lima, Quebec Bravo, Quebec Alpha, then we can go to stand 560. Why can't I select PTV? Look, it doesn't want to go, does it? Okay, now it'll do it. If I put my physical throttles into disarm, it will let me do brake to vacate. Right, 40 miles, top of descent, let's go. Now what did we say? We're going to do a hold at... We're going to do a hold at... Oh, we could do a hold at Mayfield. Or Timber. Let's do a hold at Timber. Timber. So if we do hold, that's going to be a right-hand turn, inbound course of 307, according to the charts. We'll do 1 minute. So now if we go to plan, yeah, so we've got a hold at Timber. That'll do. That'll do us. Top of descent is now very, very close. It's too bad it doesn't give you like an intermediate kind of distance. So yeah, I get that it's 191 from Igraf to Galso, but then like, how far to Galso? Is there a way to see that? We like track Galso? Oh yeah, on the ND, of course. Duh. Swiss Air says, why not use auto cruise on the Twitch chat? Well, you don't really get auto cruise on this. We can increase the sim rate to 2x and that's it. And the thing with auto cruise, the PMDG version, is that it dynamically adjusts sim rate. So if you've got a turn coming up, it will slow you down, slow the sim rate down, let you do the turn. Then once you get onto the straight again, it will speed you up to like 4, 8, 16x, whatever you decide. Yeah, I'd say I'm starting to feel quite confident in this plane. I think the next one we can do on VATSIM for sure. For sure. So we're over the sea at the moment, you can see it on the map there. So what's that we're looking at there out the window? That's going to be... yeah, it's France, isn't it? I think. good. Top of descent is imminent. What we're going down to? Let's do 7,000 for timber. Five miles. Two and a half miles. That'll do us. Let's send her down. Happy days. Right, folks, I'm going to put the map on. Now we're in descent. I'm going to go and quickly grab a drink because I'm parched. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, I'm back. What's going on? What did I miss? Did Manchester to Amsterdam. Brake to vacate work perfectly. Awesome, man. Cool. Just been inside to get myself a drink, just for a shameless plug of the upcoming AirNOTT coffee mug. Check that bad boy out. How cool is that? Also repping the AirNOTT hoodie, the AirNOTT cap, all will be for sale. Very, very soon. Making a few final arrangements for that to happen. Very, very excited for that. Just in time for Black Friday, Christmas, all that rubbish. Love it. Hey, Oxley, how's it going? Right, we're on profile. Speed is dropping, weirdly. I guess the plane could accelerate if it wanted to hit the arrow speed there. Oh, I tell you what, this mug makes the drink just taste so much better. Yep. Landed into Sweden today, and I think the landing caused a hydraulic leak because my two parts of my spoilers couldn't go down. Was that in a PMDG by chance, Chelsea, or was that in this? Oh, A320. Okay. Fair enough. When will it be released? Hopefully this week. I need to, yeah, there's a bit of like administrivia to do, which is completely not interesting, but ultimately does need to be done. I was going to release a t-shirt, but I think I'm going to not do the t-shirt to start with, because the t-shirt is 100% cotton, and the AirNOTT logo, I don't know if you can see it on the hoodie, it's embroidered. This is made of polyester and cotton, like a blend, and it's okay, but the 100% cotton t-shirt, I put it through the tumbler and it shrunk, like, really badly. Probably my mistake for putting it through the tumbler, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, that was my bad, but as a result, the embroidery has kind of been, like, crushed by the shrinkage of the fabric, so it's all, like, all over the place. So, I might go for a printed version of the t-shirt and launch it later, rather than hold up everything. But this one's been through the wash and it came out fine. I guess that's the polyester doing its thing. I think most people will probably go for a mug anyway, because it's like low risk, isn't it? I mean, it's expensive for a mug, I won't lie to you. Like, this is not an affordable and good value way to buy mugs, but if you want to support the channel and actually get something for it, because I know some people just think super chatting and donos are just weird, and I can kind of see where you're coming from. As much as I appreciate them, the whole concept is a bit weird. But at least this way you can support and get a thing. That's kind of the thought behind it. You just need to be careful if you order clothing, because you need to order it at the right size, because they won't like refund you or anything if you get it wrong, I don't think. Because it's kind of a custom item, it's no good to them once it's been made for you, if that makes sense. Right, how are we doing? Let's brighten up that ND a bit. Hi, I'm back again. Do you remember me? No. Sorry. Not with that username, I don't, anyway. I gotta be honest, it's unusual. I do normally remember everybody, but I don't remember that username. I do apologise. I don't mean to be rude. In 8K, 40 FPS at Heathrow. Damn, you doing? What specs have you got, Philip? Because I could only get like 30 earlier when I was at Edinburgh. Not on BATSIM, just sat at the end of the runway. Do I like the A380? Yeah, I'm getting used to it now. I feel like I'm slowly getting used to it. Right, what's transition? 6,000. Pikachu, no, we're not. We're doing one last flight. Well, I say one last flight. This is only the second flight with the A380. So we did one flight on Thursday, Toulouse to Gatwick, and I wanted to do just one more today off of BATSIM just to kind of get a feel for the plane. I feel like I've been that guy enough on BATSIM as it is already. I really don't like mucking up on BATSIM. Not because I look silly. I don't mind looking silly. I mean, a lot of this channel's been built on me being willing to make myself look silly. I don't really care making mistakes in front of you all. That's how we learn. That's how we get better. What I don't want to do is cause more stress to BATSIM users and controllers that are already under the hammer because of so many people connecting to the network on the A380. So I thought until I'm happy, I'll give it one more flight. And so far it's gone really well. I'm quite happy with it. Just need to remember to flare a little bit more this time into Gatwick, because last time we touched down just before the markers. I mean, it's okay, it was like 200 and something feet per minute, it wasn't too bad. But I just need to be a bit more mindful of that. It's because the height, the extra height, makes you think you're higher than you actually are. Yeah, I was going to say Wasp. That's pretty good going for Indie Builds Heathrow in the A380. Especially the 8K variant. Oh yeah, sorry Chelsea. What am I looking at? Oh nice, that's cool. Jolly good. Yeah, it's awesome that, Chelsea. I want to start with VATSIM. Best advice I can give you, mate, if you haven't tried it before, is do an observer flight. Which is where you park up next to somebody, pretend you're them, copy their flight plan, listen out for them on the radio, and just do what you would do if it were actually you. See if you do the same thing as the guy you're following. That's what I did for quite a long time, and it was really, really good for learning. Really good for learning. There was one instance coming out of Gatwick, and the guy in front of me turned left, and I was like, oh, I'd have gone straight on. And I just assumed that I was wrong because I was the new guy, and then the controller goes, yeah, whatever your call sign is, shouldn't have made that left turn, just make a right back onto where you were. And I was like, oh, no way. I was right. And that was a really big confidence builder. They won't be able to see you in an observer flight, so they won't know you're there, but you'll be able to see them. They will, however, be able to hear you, so if you accidentally press push to talk, they will be able to hear you. The idea of an observer flight is for if you wanted to share a cockpit with somebody, so for example, I would connect as like a main connection, then whoever's sharing with me would connect as an observer, so we don't have two sets of the same plane in the sim. But it's very good to kind of hack it and use it as a learning tool. Just gets you so much, you get very, very familiar with just radio calls. You just sort of soak so much up like a sponge, really, without realising it. Alright, wind at Gatwick, 330 at 3. Broken clouds at 500, 500 feet ceiling. Visual then, isn't it? Yeah. Do you need extra apps for flight plans and charts? You can probably make do if you're just flying on your own with ChartFox, but if you're going to go onto VATSIM, I would say you probably definitely need something like Navigraph. Aha, enter destination. I was just thinking about that. So where do we go for that? Approach, here we go. So the wind is 330 and 3. What's the outside air temperature? 9 degrees. QNH is 1026. And the minimums on the Barrow is 396. Sweet. Look at us go. We're A380 pilots now. We know what we're doing. Where will I be flying to on BatSim? I don't know. That's one that I haven't figured out yet. Oh, there you go. Mr. Saturday's made a good point in the other chat. Following up on that tip, he says, use the VATSIM events calendar site is a good way to observe. Is with a VATSIM event. Yeah. There's also the First Wings event, isn't there? So a First Wings event is where VATSIM kind of lay on a a section of airspace where they lay on some ATC for it, and you're not expected to know anything, really. They'll help you out. Alright, bit of speed brake required, I think. Yeah, I don't know what to do really with flying this plane. I feel like I'm really excited about the plane, but I'm not very excited about the prospect of doing long haul in it. And I worry that once the new shiny factor's gone away, that I might not fly it that much, which makes me a bit sad really, but yeah, I don't know. If only they made a freighter. If only, eh? So we did 08 right last time, didn't we? So this would be our first time on 26 left. Do they have a lot of liveries? When you say they, who exactly do you mean? You can download loads of liveries off of flightsim.to for your various aircraft. You can also use FSLTL, which will model match. So if you install FSLTL, include the VMR file in vPilot from it. For example, then if you're following an EasyJet plane along the taxiway, FSLTL will make it look like an EasyJet plane for you, rather than just a generic white model. Yeah, so go on to flightsim.to and download liveries for it there. The best flights are across the Irish Sea during bad weather. I tell you what, I'd rather be above the Irish Sea than on the Irish Sea during bad weather. There was a time where I came back from Ireland on the ferry, and my goodness, I've never seen anything that rough in all my life. That was seriously rough. Like, there was a big storm the night before, and like, I was only a kid. My parents were trying to phone, like, I think it was Irish Ferries. They were like trying to phone them, being like, the weather's really bad. Are you actually going to go tomorrow? And finally they got through, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll be going, don't worry about that. And blimey, they went, but God, it was rough. It was rough. Never seen anything like it. I won't give up my OPSEC, Chelsea, live on stream. It's all the same to you. But no, I don't live in London. Which is just as well, because London stresses me right out. I went up there in August with the kids, show them around, show them the sights. After about 6 hours there, I was like, gotta get out of this place. It's really annoying me. You live right in the centre. Oh man. Oh, I couldn't cope with that. Couldn't handle that. Just feels like everywhere I turned there was just someone in my way, or just just like just like properly stressing out. Horses for courses though, isn't it? I mean, obviously people must love it. Like you say, you love it. There's like, what, 8-9 million people that live there? They presumably love it. Well, you'd hope they do. Oh, check out the little windows reflecting off the wing there. That's cool. Uh-oh. Ooh. Thought we were going to crash then. Oh, wait a minute. I made a mistake here, I think, because when I did the hold, I think I said to come in on heading... Or did I? Alright, so we're coming up to the hold. Inbound course 307. How's it going, Lightspeed? You alright? Let's do flaps 1. No, I'm not a real pilot. Right, so we should be starting a turn. Yes, we are. I'm not loving all this stuttering. It's giving me like the Sims about to crash vibes. I'm just in the default fly-by-wire one today. AirNOTT livery is in progress. Are there any other aircraft I want to see developed for the sim? Well, I feel like we're going to get a good... Well, we're going to get an A380 with 24 from mini build, so that should be good. I'd like to see the 747-400, which PMDG are going to be doing as well. 7576, which Bluebird are doing. Kind of feels like we're fairly well looked after at the minute. There's going to come a point where there's no planes that I want. A good A340 would be good. Builds are doing a 350 Lightspeed, yeah, that's right. If Phoenix could do an A330/40, that would be pretty epic. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want some freighters now. I want the 777 freighter. I want to fly big stuff, but I want to fly semi-realistic routes. That's the thing. Alright, so we're in the hold. We'll do one loop and then we'll exit the hold. Flew from Gatwick this afternoon from Malaga. Visibility wasn't great, no. Yeah, I mean, the routes aren't the problem. It's just I don't really want to take a 777-300ER from Gatwick to Edinburgh. Do you know what I mean? That just seems a bit... And similarly, I wouldn't want to take this from Gatwick to Edinburgh. And just super long haul isn't my thing. Not really. Now, PMDG with the auto cruise gets us some of the way there. So but this can only get us to 2x. Alright, so what we'll do after the hold, we will go to... Should we go direct to timber? Insert next waypoint. Ooh, whoops, did that wrong. I can't do that. So I can from May. So we'll let the plane get to timber, then we'll tell it to go to May. Or we just tell it to exit the hold. What's the best way to exit a hold? Best way to exit a hold, anybody? I mean, we could just select May, tell it to go to May. Just thought there might be a... Oh, we could just do delete, I suppose. Why is it taking us up to 250 knots? Alright, let's go down to 3,000. Direct to next waypoint. Yeah, that's probably the way to do it then, isn't it? Need to be at 250 at May. Is that right? Tebra, max 220. Thought that didn't sound right. QNH 6,000 is transition, so we'll do that now. You can see the display struggling, can't you? Alright, we're turning, that's good. Shall we enable approach mode? Because we're getting quite near, aren't we? Put the landing system on. Accidentally hit the air data switch. I did what? Oh, so I did. Thank you very much, I did not notice. Alright, I would like to go speed 180 now. Please and thank you. take control of the speed at this point. Quite common to get speed 180 at this point in the flight coming into Gatwick. Flaps 2. Oh man. Oh no, it's gone funny. Look. Right, let's quickly flick it into VSync. Right. Let's get yoke cam at the ready. Wow, visibility is quite bad, isn't it? Okay, plane, turn.
2,500.
Gear down. Flaps 3. Don't get your hopes up, Chelsea. Has it done it again? No, it hasn't. It's on the approach mode. Speed 160. Oh, I can feel the plane getting quite stuttery. Just feeling slow to respond. Let's just see. Ah, that'll be why. 21 FPS will do that. Flaps full.
500.
Oh my goodness. It's done it again. It's done it again. Okay, let's turn VSync off. Let's go speed managed at 6 DME. So, gear down, lots of greens, brake to vacate. Spoilers are armed, flaps are full. Let's go manage speed. Need more hardware. Oh god, my TV's saying it's going to turn itself off because it's been on for too long. Don't do it. Sadly, Rob, a 5090 wouldn't do us a lot of good. Still can't see much, can we? No visual currently. We've got a bit of a tailwind as well. I thought it said the wind was going to be at like 3:30. Alright, I can just see something. Wow, visibility is pants. You have to be in auto land at this rate. There it is, I can see it.
400.
I can see it.
Hundred above.
Oh, stutter. Love it.
Minimum.
Continue. Oh, it's a bit rocky this one, isn't it?
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for that stutter, that would have been picture perfect. Alright. Perfect. So this is us.
Auto brake off.
Very cool. That's quite a nice feature, isn't it, that brake to vacate? And off we go. Oh, that's a shame the performance dipped on us there, because otherwise that was pretty nice. Let's make a YouTube short of that anyway. What was my feet per minute? I think it was similar. Like 2 something. High 2s. If I recall. Alrighty. Well, that wasn't too bad. It feels like the plane's quite rocky. It's almost like you can end up being like a bit of a seesaw. I don't know whether that's a sensitivity thing or a wider issue with the plane. Right, on to Juliet we go. That brake to vacate was cool though. We just need more performance, don't we? Pretty much. Oh no. Oh no. I thought we were going to crash then. Right, let's get an FPS check. Yeah, this is without VATSIM. Have I tried removing the cabin? Yeah, cabin is currently removed, Harry. Yeah, I was quite happy with that landing. Too bad the performance couldn't keep up with us. Look at that, limited by main thread. It's all main thread, isn't it? How am I finding it? Oh, God, I'm going way too fast now. How am I finding the A380? Yeah, it's good. It's good. I feel much more confident in it now. What is going on? Screen just went black again. This is very, very poor performance, isn't it? There's a 1080p texture version. Alright, so that's Tango. I feel like it'd be nice if the labels were just a touch bigger. I don't know if there's like an accessibility option so that from this vantage point you can see without having to sort of do this every time to see where you are. Does that make sense? Aha, who's that? Hello, New Skyer. Nice one, Anthony. Yeah, it's good fun. I am enjoying it. Okay, we're not going up there. We want the next one. We want the next one. And we want better performance. Please. Yeah, we'll take Romeo. Then Romeo Alpha. When's the next live stream? Not sure. I will schedule it when I know. So get subbed so you don't miss it. Ring the bell. All that YouTube stuff. 22 FPS. Are you kidding me? Flight Sim's got to be the only game where you can spend like $2,000 on a PC and then be happy to get like 34 FPS. Oh, Philip, yeah, I've actually reinstalled my FSLTL, so it's possible that my matchmaking livery stuff is busted. I need to relook at that. Alright, let's get the APU fired. Pretty happy though with that landing. Quite happy with that. I wonder if there's any mileage in mapping engines 2 and 3 to my left throttle and 1 and 4 to my right, so I can do single engine or single throttle taxi. So I'm essentially only taxiing with 2 of the engines. That might give me a bit more control. Right, well let's just accept that our FPS is pants. Any recommendations for PC retailers with Black Friday coming up? I'd keep an eye on Scan. Scan do some, if you're willing to build yourself, they do some bundles and parts, or just Amazon. You know, I buy so much of my stuff from Amazon. But Scan will do you, they call it the 3XS, they will build for you. Cheers, boss! Cheers for becoming a member, I do appreciate that. Alright, let's roll on over here. I don't know, 2K will get you an awesome system. I sort of feel like much beyond that, you're kind of in, you could easily spend a lot more, but then it's like potentially in the land of diminishing returns depending on your needs. And that's the main thing, it depends what your needs are. Perhaps maybe supported my livery efforts. Oh, I better get that finished then. What do I want? I want stand 560, don't I? Don't I? No, 558, isn't it? That big one in there. Oh, it feels like a cruise ship on the ground, this thing. I have a question. Is my 4070 Super good enough for Flight Sim 24? Yeah, probably. Depending on what res. Maybe not at 4K, but 1440, 1080, I would say you probably have a really nice time with that. Ah, look, they've updated it, like A380 ready. That's cool. Come on, keep turning. Yeah, so flaring it a little bit more at 40 feet was definitely the way to do it this time. And having the confidence to hold that flare and not think, oh no, I'm going to float. And then dropping the throttles, it just, yeah, everything worked brilliantly. We even got a 5 call out right above the markers. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Very, very pleased with that. Just too bad we got a stutter, which obviously impacted quite a lot of the landing, but that's okay. Louisa, this is the thing I'm not sure of. Like, they keep talking about all these new features that they've added that are multi-threaded, but what about the core of the sim? Has that been multi-threaded too, or is that just still the way that it always was? I guess we'll find out. I'm going to be testing the snot out of it when it comes out, so get subscribed, because we're going to be finding out one way or another. Alright, we've got our APUs on. Let's turn off the engines. So hopefully, new sky. Tell us how much you've earned. $58 grand. Wow, we should fly this more often. This is a cash cow. I would have earned like 10 if we'd done that in the 7.3. Will I do some more landings in FSI panel? Chelsea, I don't know if it's supported yet. I loaded it up earlier and it came up with like custom aircraft. Because I did think about doing that tonight as a stream idea, but ultimately didn't go through with it because of that. I feel you need near a 3K for anything good enough for smooth MSFS. I don't know, I mean really it's all about the CPU. And if a £500 CPU can pretty much get you as good as you're ever going to get, the rest of the system takes you up to £2 grand with a nice GPU, nice RAM, nice SSD. I feel like any more than that you're not going to see it in the sim. The thing is with the sim is that you can spend loads of money and then you load it up and you're like, oh damn it, it's still not very good. Motherboard, CPU, GPU, best part of 2K already. Depends what GPU, I guess. Yeah, I mean 4080 Super, that's 1,000, 500 for the CPU. Motherboard, 250 or 200. You get a B650 for like 150 to 200. That's halfway decent. An SSD for 150 will get you a 2 terabyte. AIO. Yeah, 2.5 I reckon. 2.5 will get you something decent. Yeah, and then you add on the controls and the yoke and all that stuff. Need a gaming monitor, of course. Yeah, it goes on and on. I see your point. Definitely. Yeah, that was good fun, that. Too bad about the stutter on the landing, otherwise that would have been an absolute slam dunk. That would have been a slam dunk, that one. Never mind. At least it wasn't my fault. Oh no, I've just loaded up this. I don't want that. Request deboarding. Let's see what this does. God, everything about this sim just feels pants at the minute. Oh, it's done it again. Let's see what GSX does. I'm curious to see what it does. Wants us to open the cargo doors. What about... What are those stairs? Are they seriously getting people off an A380 with stairs? No. Surely one of those jetways is going to move, right? God damn it, GSX. Why do you test me? Anyway, folks, thank you very much indeed for coming along. That was a nice little flight, that. I feel very much more confident now in the plane. I feel like we can VATSIM ourselves now with this one. Although I don't really know where we're going to fly, because I'm not sitting there for 6 hours in cruise. We're going to have to figure something out. Maybe we can do that Auckland to Sydney route, and then use the 2X while we're over the ocean. That might speed things up a bit. Don't know. Leave me some comments with route suggestions, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, thanks for coming along, guys. I've really appreciated it. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you to Wasp for becoming a member. Really do appreciate that support, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next stream. Don't know when that's going to be yet, but I will schedule it, so get subbed if you're not already, and ring the bell so that when it does happen, you'll be the first to know. Thank you very much all indeed, and I will see you in the next video or the next stream. Take care of yourselves. Cheers. Bye-bye.